Welcome to Cubs Classics Black History Month edition. I'm your host, Cole Wright. Now, today's trip down memory lane takes us back to May 16th, 1997. Cubs hosting the Padres from the friendly confines in a matchup billed as power versus precision. The Padres' Tony Gwynn was coming off of his third straight batting title. In the meantime, Sammy Sosa, well, he was on the cusp of a 5-year streak that baseball had never before seen. Let's look back.
Here go the Cubs onto the field.
Kevin Foster has always had a tough time with San Diego, but not so when he saw them on the 6th of May this year. Kevin was absolutely brilliant. He went 7 innings, gave up 6 hits and 1 earned run. He fanned 5, he walked only 1, and he got the win against very tough Andy Ashby as the Cubs defeated Ashby 2-1. Lifetime against the Padres, Kevin 1-5, an ERA of 5.12 in 7 games. And Kevin's going to have to mix in his breaking ball with his straight change today. He's going to have to do whatever he has to do to make sure that the Padres don't hit the ball in the air. This isn't an especially powerful Padre team, but it's not going to take a whole lot to get the ball out of the ballpark today. And as you know, Kevin is a fly ball pitcher.
You know, Steve, you talked about the San Diego Padres, the troubles they've had, and they're on the road with a bad record. You know, Florida has the best home record in the league, 17-5. On the road, though, they're 6-11. Now, arguably, the best team in the National League is Atlanta, and look at the consistency of their play: 13-6 at home, 13-7 on the road. Montreal has won 12 and lost only 4 at home, but they're 9-12 on the road. And believe it or not, the team in the National League that has the best road record of all of them is the Pittsburgh Pirates, who won 12-9 on the road while breaking even at home, and they're half a game ahead in the National League Central Division.
Well, they continue to be far and away the best story in the National League. Everybody predicted it would be Atlanta, Florida, with an outside shot at Montreal in the East. That's what's happened. In the Central, everybody said it would be up for grabs, but Pittsburgh has surprised everyone. In the West, somewhat of a surprise, San Francisco leading the way, and the Giants, 9 games over 500, have a 1-game lead over Los Angeles. But a lot of people expected that it would be the Dodgers, perhaps San Francisco and Colorado.
Yep.
In the American League, the surprise has to be both Kansas City and Milwaukee in the Central. Obviously, in the East, Baltimore and New York were slated to be at the top, and likewise Seattle and Texas. But the Central in both leagues really has been the surprise division in all of baseball.
You know, the Cubs are going for their second in a row and a 2-game sweep over the Padres. Not only that, but they've never won 3 in a row yet this year, and the Giants are coming in tomorrow, so this is a big ball game so far as getting a little momentum going. All year long, the Cubs win a couple, look pretty good. You think, well, that's a move. They're ready to go. Oh, that great salesman Mo can get going and rolling. There's a base hit. Steve Finley opens up with a single to center.
Well, Finley really had a tough day yesterday, not only at bat, where he was 0 for 4, but in the field, where he seemed to have his number to the infield all day long, chasing down triples. But he starts out with a base hit, and now former Cub Terry Shumpert, who did a fine job off the bench last year, now finds himself in the starting lineup in place of Kilvio Veras.
So Finley's on at first base. So often early this year, one of the reasons why the record is so poor, just when you think the Cubs are ready to make a roll, win 4, 5, 6 in a row, they lose a heartbreaking game they very easily could have won. And it's not anybody's fault but their own that they didn't win.
You have to keep your eye on Finley. He's normally a pretty good base runner. Although this year, not running often, he is 2 out of 2 in the stolen base department.
Runner at first. Terry Shumpert, who won a ball game for the Cubs last year. There goes a runner. A good throw could get him. He is saved.
Well, Finley picked a good pitch to run because it was a breaking ball. And Scott Service made a pretty good throw. Kevin Foster gave Finley a very good jump. And on the curveball, as you see, a little slower than the fastball. Service got the ball there. It was a good throw, but not in time to stop Steve Finley from stealing his third base of the year.
So their man's on second now. Nobody out. Terry Schumbert with a count of ball 2.
Well, now Terry's got to think about hitting the ball to the right side.
He's 2 out of 5 for the season. He shortened up the bunt, takes a strike call. 2 balls and the strike. Schumbert hit a thrilling home run to win a ball game for the Cubs a year ago. Tony Gwynn is next. A lead by Finley. And he missed a high fastball.
Well, I figure if you go up there once, go up there again. You just threw one high fastball by him. Keep it up out of the strike zone. You're liable to do it one more time. And there's Bruce Bochy, the fine manager of the San Diego Padres. He was a coach under Jim Riggleman when Riggs managed in that other dugout.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Foster. Hot. Pop foul out of play. And the count's still 2-2. Foster has shown a improvement on his changeup. He's always had a good fastball. Two balls, 2 strikes. Steve Finley, a good lead. High pop fly playable. Grace coming in. 1 out. Schumbert trying to hit the right field, pops it in the air, and Grace takes care of it. 1 away.
Tony Gwynn hitting .375 against Kevin Foster, but that's nothing unusual. He usually does that against just about everyone. He does have a home run, and a couple of guys that Kevin won't miss today. Ken Caminiti on the disabled list. He was hitting .476 against Kevin. And a man also on the disabled list, Scott Livingstone, hitting .636 against Kevin. And because both of those guys are not eligible to play, it should be a decent day for Kevin Foster.
Say, I see where Mike Veck, who runs the St. Paul Saints, and who's a showman in the history of his late father, Bill, has signed a gal named Ela Borders, first woman to take part in professional baseball. I think a lot of them have appeared in softball, professional softball, and maybe even years ago in baseball. I don't recall.
Well, Harry, they did have a women's professional baseball league. In fact, it was chronicled in a movie called A League of Their Own.
Yeah, but this is a men's league.
And also they have a team called...
She's the only woman in this one.
Right, but they have a league, a team called the Silver Bullets that travels around playing baseball. But if anybody was going to bring a woman into baseball, it would be Mike Veck.
Mike will be a general manager of one of these major league ball clubs one of these days, probably very soon. Base hit. First run on the way home. Tony Gwynn lined to single to center. What else is new?
RBI number 30 for Tony Gwynn, who's got some surprising power numbers, and Kevin gets a fastball out away from Gwynn. He just takes it back up the middle. This is a pretty good pitch by Kevin Foster, but to Tony Gwynn, there's really no such thing. From the Southwest Plainview camera, we'll take a look at perhaps the best swing to play this game in our era.
You know, I got to argue with you a little bit. I think his swing is, I think Mark Grace's swing is exactly like his. There's a runner at first, 1 out. Well, and I went through their
I think you're right, Harry.
Remarkably identical records in the National League.
I think you're right, except that Tony has hit consistently 30 points higher.
Yeah, well, they're both 300.
Oh, yeah. But 7 batting titles later, it's not like Tony's.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the swing, not the result.
Oh, Mark's swing is just about as good as they get.
Well, you didn't say that before. I think I won an argument, Arnie. Put it down. 1 ball, no strikes. Ask him what horse he's got in the Preakness, will you? 1 ball, no strikes. High. 2 balls.
Now you have to be careful here with Wally Joyner because he's going to be trying to pull the ball. He knows which way the wind is blowing, and Joyner is a home run hitter despite only having 2 of them this year. He hit 1 of them yesterday. So he'll be trying to zone hit Kevin Foster middle in. He'd like it belled high. You want to stay away from Joyner here.
2 balls, no strikes. Below and inside, ball 3. Remember yesterday we were wondering when the last time it was that the Cubs had 4 triples in a single ball game. And Sharon Panazzo had to work for hours before she found out that it had been done back in 1968 when the Cubs hit 4 triples in 1 game. Swings a 3-0 pitch, lifts a high fly ball. You know, I don't know about that. You know, one thing to give a guy a good hitter, and Joyner is a good hitter at 3-0 green light, but even a better hitters only hit 300, which means only 3 hits and 10 times up. And you would think the law of average would be against them in relation to the law of average of getting a base on balls with a count 3-0 in your favor.
Well, I think, Harry, the problem is that when guys get a 3-0 green light, they think it's almost a swing at anything type situation instead of picking out one spot, and if you get a ball there, driving it. In this case, apparently Joyner with a 3-0 green light thought he had a good enough pitch. He didn't hit it very hard. He just hit it off the end of the bat, so it wasn't a good 3-0 swing.
Here's Chris Jones hitting .225 with 3 homers, 7 RBI. In 1968, in April, swung and he missed. Chris Jones. The Cubs, Lou Johnson, Don Kessinger, Billy Williams, and Adolfo Phillips were the 4 triple hitters in 1 game for Chicago. That's a long time back. About 30 years ago.
Kevin Foster throwing from the extreme first base side of the pitcher's mound. Apparently he feels he'll have better command of the outside corner from over there. Got to keep your eye on Tony Gwynn because this is a stolen base situation for him.
The high pop fly. This ought to end it if it stays in play, and it's going to. Hernandez grabs it to end the inning with 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go in the bottom of the first, 1-0 San Diego.
People from Chicago pull for Chicago. We root for its teams, celebrate its successes, push through its challenges. When people call us the second city, it's misleading. We're second to none. We're hardworking, resilient, but we have a good time. When you live in Chicago, you proudly call this home. Your bank should too. We're Wintrust, built here, for here. And we've taken our place as Chicago's bank because no other bank can say the same.
I could hear the thunder. I knew that we were getting a storm, but just suddenly the hail started coming down. Literally sounds like rocks are hitting the side of your house. When I talked to Hippo, my first call, I felt immediately like they cared about my home like they cared about their own home. They were really concerned about every detail, down to, did my grill have a dent in it? I had a lot of questions about how the process would go. They spoke my language. They didn't talk a bunch of insurance speak. Once I talked to Hippo, I felt a lot better. They made me feel that they were on top of it.
I didn't know this, but your expensive down comforter, it's likely to develop mold and mildew. That's why I switched to Notch. My Notch comforter is made from all-natural eucalyptus and is hypoallergenic, which means a healthy night's sleep for me and my kiddos. It cools me on the warm nights and keeps me warm on the cool nights. And I love that Notch's non-toxic sheets are luxury hotel grade. It's made with me and my family's well-being in mind. Get 20% off with code SLEEP20 at buynotch.com.
Harry Caron, Steve Stone. Here's Jim Riggleman's starting Pepsi Cubs lineup of McRae, Glanville, and Grace. Sosa, Sandberg, and Hernandez. Sanchez, Service, and Foster. And the defense for San Diego, Jones, Finley, and Gwynn in the outfield, seeing Franco, Gomez, Schumbert, and Joyner in the infield, Worrell pitching, and Hernandez catching.
Tim Worrell's last start was the shortest of his career, an inning and 2/3. And it wasn't that Montreal hit him, but he was ejected for hitting Jeff Juden. Apparently they got in a bit of a beanball war. Worrell retaliating, and he was given the heave-ho in the second inning.
Here's a pitch a little bit outside. McRae is hitting .242 with 4 homers. You know, Sosa leads the club in total hits with 38. And McRae and Grace are tied for second with 36. Sosa and McRae lead in doubled with 10. McRae and tripled with 3.
Well, Worrell started just 2 days ago, and he was forced into action because Andy Ashby has a tender elbow. You wonder just how much he's got in that arm today.
The pitch. Pop to the foul, out of play. Boy, how about those basketball suspensions?
It'll be a little tough, I think, for the Knicks to compete with the Heat, at least in the game tonight, Harry, with Ewing especially out, Houston out. It'll be tough for him. 3 suspensions today.
Here's the pitch, foul back.
It looks like there will be a game 7, I would expect, although I don't think that the Knicks are going to necessarily fold the tent. They're just running out of talent for this one tonight.
What, it's tied up 3, no, it's 3-2 now.
3-2.
Right. And they're playing
in New York.
In New York. He reaches outside for what would have been ball 4 and fouls it back.
Worrell had a good year last year with San Diego. He was 9-7, a 3.05 ERA in 50 games, including 11 starts. He didn't complete any of the 11 starts, and normally he's got pretty decent control. Although on the 28th of April against Florida, he went 5 innings and walked 7 men. So at times that control can be elusive for him.
There's a pitch inside, ball 4. And McRae is on.
Now, Carlos Hernandez has a very good arm, as he showed the Cubs in San Diego. So although this is a base running situation and a world of possibilities for Jim Riggleman, McRae has got to be very careful with Hernandez. He's got a quick release, an accurate arm, and he doesn't mind throwing behind the base runner at first base and try to pick you off.
Here's Doug Glanville, 1 out of 6 in this series. Quick throw to first. Boy, Hernandez reacted quickly on that play.
1 stolen base and 7 caught stealing. And that is about the best in the world.
Glanville, 1 out of 6 on this homestand. No homers, 7 RBIs, hitting .270. The honorary Bat Boy and Bat Girl by Montgomery Ward, Jonathan Rainville, the boy, Katie Pemberton, the girl. Congratulations to both. Low and inside. Worrell struggling a little.
Well, you've got to figure with Worrell struggling with his control here, you'd like to see Glanville take a pitch. Maybe Worrell will walk himself into difficulty. Doesn't get the ball over soon. We're going to see Dan Warthen, the pitching coach, make an appearance out of the dugout.
Nice crowd on hand. Bleachers seem to be filled up. Ball low and away, ball 3. And Mark Grace will be next.
I just have a hard time, Harry, seeing a starter start 2 games in 3 days, even if it is an ejection situation, because you go out there with a full warm-up, much different than a relief type warm-up, and now you're back in it again with just 1 day's rest.
There's a strike called.
And now I think you'll probably see Brian McRae going on a 3-1.
Who couldn't have started other than Worrell?
No, I mean, Bruce Bochy was stuck. There's no doubt about that. He's going to start Joey Hamilton tomorrow, and that's a sigh of relief because Hamilton, one of their aces, has been hurt.
Now the pitch. There he goes, strike call. Whoa, he's out.
He's not only out, but
Terrible.
He's out by plenty.
He kept looking towards the plate rather than running.
Well, this wasn't a straight steal, Harry. It was obviously the hit and run, and Glanville just takes a fastball down the middle. You're not going to outrun Hernandez. He's accurate, he's quick, and he's right on the button with this throw. And you see Brian looking back. It had to be the hit and run. You look back on the hit and run. On the straight steal, you're going.
Well, that's that. The pitch. Ball 4. If it had waited 1 pitch, we'd have runners at first and second, nobody out. But there's 1 out, a runner at first, and Mark Grace, red hot. 7 out of 12 on this homestand, a home run included.
Brian McRae off to a slow start on the base pads. He's only swiped 2. He's been caught 5 times. And Doug Glanville has pretty good speed. 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts, and he's getting a good lead at first. Worrell's got a quick move. You got to be careful at first base.
There's a curveball in there, a strike call. The outfield straight away and deep. Grace, 5 homers, 17 RBI. Low and away.
Well, Mark Grace has hit Worrell pretty well. 3 for 7 with a home run lifetime. So he doesn't mind seeing Tim go to the mound, and with the wind blowing straight out, this is a pretty good day for him. And Mark pushing that back line back a little further, trying to get a better look at that slider.
Going for his 4th straight hit. He finished up with 3 in a row yesterday. And now they come 2 balls and the strike.
Well, now if you want to use the hit and run, it's a pretty good pitch because you figure Mark Grace will make contact anything in the strike zone. And Glanville with a little better lead at first.
Throw to first, runner back. Glanville a good lead. There's a line drive, base hit. His 4th hit in a row. Runners at first and second.
Sammy Sosa has also hit Worrell very well. 384 lifetime at 5 for 13, and he has a home run. So this is a pretty good situation as far as the Cubs are concerned.
Sosa 3 out of 10 on this homestand. 6 homers, 24 RBI.
Well, so far Worrell has been unable to get the breaking ball over the plate, and if hitters pick up that trend, they'll just take every curveball and wait for the fastball, and that's what happened with Mark Grace.
Runners first and second. Wild pitch gets away. The runners advance. The ball got right through Hernandez's leg. I'm sure it hit the ground, which would make it a wild pitch.
Well, this is one that Hernandez should have blocked. He just didn't. It will go as a wild pitch. This is going to bring Dan Warthen out from the dugout. As Worrell throws it to the bricks, the runners move up. The Cubs out of a double play situation, and for Worrell, that's his first of the year. I think Carlos Hernandez, who's just a real good defensive catcher, would be the first to tell you he should have made that play.
You know, I think there must have been lack of communication on the hit-and-run play because McRae kept looking back towards the plate, but it looked like Glanville, with a count of 3-1, was prepared to take the pitch.
No, you're right about that, Harry. That's exactly what happened. And unfortunately, at this point, across the Cubs, it would have been a very big inning, but it still can be a big inning. And this is what we're talking about. Watch Brian McRae look back at home plate. Whenever a base runner does that, that means that the hit and run is on, and Doug just took a fastball down the middle.
So now runners at second and third for Sammy Sosa. Curveball inside, ball 2. Sosa leads and hits 38. Tied for the lead in doubles with 10. Leads the team in homers with 6. Leads the team in RBIs with 24. There's a drive. Left field. Going to be caught, but the game will be tied. Glanville scores easily. A sacrifice fly by Sammy. His 25th RBI.
Sammy gets a job done, a high inside fastball. And Sammy, with his first sacrifice fly of the year, drives home Glanville. And just like that, it's a brand new game. Now, Rhino has had his problems with Worrell. He's one of the guys in this lineup that Worrell has been able to handcuff most of his career. And let's see if this is the other time for Rhino.
Rhino's had a trouble on his homestand. He's only 1 out of 11. This is the 4th game of the homestand, 5 to go. And the Cubs could make it an important difference in the overall picture. They're already out of last place, you know. They're 4th, ahead of a game ahead of Cincinnati, who's 5th. There's a drive, well hit, way back, against the wall, and one is in. Rhino going into second base, sliding into it. Boy, he creamed out. Listen to the crowd.
Well, this is supposed to be away, but this slider hangs right over the middle of the plate, and Finley has to give up on it as it hits the ivy. So Rhino drives in run number 13. The Cubs have the lead, and Rhino's in scoring position. Worrell really doesn't have too much here in the first inning, and the Cubs trying to take advantage of it by putting a little daylight between themselves and the Padres.
Well, Sandberg doubled off the ivy and straightaway center field, 400 feet away from the plate. He missed by about 7 feet of hitting it into the shrubbery out there. The green hitting background that the Cubs have developed out there, adding to the beautification of the world's most famous ballpark that needs very little extra attention.
And there you see the greenery that provides a hitting background. The Cubs have a couple of guys, Tyler Houston and Kevin Ory, both on rehab stints in the minor leagues, and hopefully they'll be back in the not too distant future.
Oh, he struck him out cold to end the inning, but the Cubs score. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors and 1 left. At the end of 1, the Cubs 2, San Diego 1.
5-Hour Energy helps you get stuff done. And now, when you purchase 5-Hour Energy, you can instantly win cash prizes. For complete rules and how to enter, visit 5hewin.com. 5-Hour Energy, the official sponsor of getting stuff done.
Don't waste your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts, brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. The website's so easy to use. The lowest prices and fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
As many of the nation's most trusted hospitals, we all know this. The science has not changed. Masks slow the spread of COVID-19. Now we ask, let's keep it up. Let's mask up.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. I see Iowa lost to Indianapolis last night. Jeremy Gonzalez worked 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, had 8 strikeouts, but did not figure in the decision. In 55 innings now down there, he's allowed 43 hits while striking out 52 batters. And I think it's essentially we'll be seeing him up here very shortly.
No doubt, Harry. And the man in the Budweiser floppy hat that you saw in your picture was none other than Craig Harris.
Really?
The young son
there we
of
are.
one Arnold Harris.
How many of those hats do you have, Arnie?
Arnie has a car full of them, Harry.
Here's the pitch a little bit outside. Is your son still in Jacksonville? Miles in Jackson. 2 balls, no strike. Marquee Franco, the third baseman. Swung in the middle.
Archie has some problems with the high fastball. He has almost a swing similar to Billy Ashley. He doesn't have quite that much power, but with an uppercut swing, those head-high fastballs elude him. So it's a good spot for Kevin Foster to stay.
You know, telling you about Jeremy Gonzalez, I was just working myself up to the main event.
You're talking about Kerry Wood?
Kerry Wood allowed 2 hits while striking at 8 over 7 innings for his second win of the season. And Franco goes down swinging.
Little high heat, and Archie is bye-bye.
Kerry Wood, only 19 years old, has allowed only 22 hits and 1 home run while striking at 49 in 47 innings.
Well, there's no doubt, Harry, that he is going to be a major league star.
Come on, bring him up now. Bring him up tomorrow. Here's a pitch a little bit outside.
So you want Jeremy Gonzalez and Kerry Wood
Hey, why
to be
not?
brought up?
You know, I think young pitchers can learn more in the big leagues than they can learn in the minor league. Here's a pitch inside and high. Ball 2. 1 man out, nobody on. 2-1 in favor of the Chicago Cubs. Pitch in there over the inside corner.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do, Harry. We'll bring up all the young pitchers, but leave all the young broadcasters down there for more seasoning.
No, I think we ought to bring them up, too. There's the first pitch into the upper deck, foul off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yesterday it was a day when Gomez was just taking a look at what was going on, and Craig Shipley was playing shortstop. Today, Chris Gomez back in the lineup.
The pitch. And Gomez takes it high and away. The Cubs now have their eyes on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubs are 4th, 1 game ahead of the Reds, who are last, and 5 behind the Cardinals. There's a ground ball to short. Sanchez over the first. 2 men out. Sanchez, really a slick defensive article around shortstop. 2 out. Here's Carlos Hernandez, the catcher.
Now, he's not known for his offensive exploits, but in the game he started against the Cubs in San Diego, he hit the ball rather well.
Well, he's batting .333, 6 out of 18. There's a ground ball to short. Watch Sanchez. He's got it. Perfect throw. To retire the side in order. We go in the bottom of the second. Cubs lead 2-1.
Now is a great time to update your appliances during Menards' Race to Savings Sale. Spruce up your kitchen or laundry room with appliances from top brands, including Whirlpool, Amana, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Criterion. Check out the largest in-stock selection to take home today at the lowest prices. Upgrade to new energy-efficient appliances and save big money on all of them. Now during Menards' Race to Savings Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
With Steve Stone, Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. Here is Sanchez. You know, here's a pitch, a little bit outside. A little bit earlier on, you're mentioning about the Pirates, and they are the talk of baseball. Here's a pitch, a little bit inside and low. I was just wondering, the success that Kevin Elster has had as a former shortstop of the Mets who couldn't hit at all, was a great defensive shortstop, suddenly comes back to baseball, has an outstanding year last year, signed as a free agent by the Pirates, who couldn't have been paying him. I think he gets $1.6 million. Here's a pitch, strike call. I wonder how many other cases there are, like maybe even in the minor leagues, of guys who, given another chance, might be better than what you got. Here's a pitch, slow and outside, ball 4.
Well, there's no doubt that Kevin Elster last year showed that he had surprising power. He had 24 home runs, drove in 95 for Texas, and he's picked up this year where he left off last year because he's one of the offensive stars of the Pirates. He's driven in 26 with 7 home runs for a shortstop. Those are pretty impressive power numbers. And the Cubs will pile up some pretty impressive power numbers if Worrell continues to miss with that breaking ball.
Here's service. Sanchez at first. High fly ball will be caught. And Steve Finley under the ball for the out. One away.
Kevin Foster's a pretty good hitter, and he can help himself, although Kevin off to a very slow start with the bat, working on an 0 for 13. But when he gets it going, he can certainly become a factor.
Billy Williams, what a great ball player he was. Wow. Hey, the Cubs have had some outstanding names. Williams is one of them. Of course, Ernie Banks is another one. The guy to my left in the booth next door is still another one, Rick Sutcliffe. They acquired him in a trade with Cleveland. They gave up Joe Carter to get him. Joe Carter later was traded to Toronto, and he led them to a couple of championships.
Well, now you start thinking after one swing that maybe Kevin will be bunting the ball and move along Sanchez for Brian McRae, who's swinging the bat pretty well right now.
Here's a pitch foul. I can, you know, Prentice Marshall, a great friend of the Yogis, of the Yoshas, a great baseball man. He's down in Florida, I'm sure, watching the game today. He'll be the first to remind me some of the other great names way back when, like Charlie Grimm and Woody English, who's still around. We get a lot of mail about Woody. Here's a pitch bunted towards the mound, a sacrifice. Beautifully executed. And that gives McRae a chance to drive in another run.
From San Francisco to Chicago after the road trip, Arnie Harris was regaling me with great stories of Cap Anson and what a good player he was.
Well, there was Rick Stevenson. And how about Stan Heck? What a great ball player he was. Charlie Grimm I mentioned, Woody English I mentioned. Here's a pitch. Line drive, center field, a run will score. Cubs lead 3-1. McRae drives in his 12th run of the year. A single to center.
Well, Kevin Foster's ability to lay down a 2-strike bunt allows the Cubs to score another run. This is another slider that comes in without a whole lot on it. And 12 runs driven in for a leadoff man is starting to get more than respectable for Brian McRae. And as Brian McRae has heated up, so has the Cub offense.
The pitching staff's in trouble. What can the poor manager do about that? Not a thing.
When you can't write Ken Caminiti's name in the lineup, Harry, that's 40 home runs and 130 runs.
Watch it. He's going to beat out this bunt without a play. Oh, what a thing of beauty. Get a picture of that, Arnie. Put it up on the wall.
Well, Doug Glanville, noticing that Cianfrocco was not in close at third, lays down a picture-perfect bunt.
Look at that.
And if you can keep it on the grass, you can keep it fair. Doug stays around long enough to make sure the ball's in fair territory, and nothing Archie Cianfrocco can do except toss it back to Worrell. And the Cubs looking for more.
And here's Grace, who singled his first time up, has a string of 4 hits in a row. Hit his last 3 yesterday, last 3 times up, and he singled today, so that's 4 in a row.
Mark Grace hitting .500 lifetime against Tim Worrell. This is a very good matchup for the Cubs.
And he's 8 out of 13 on his homestand. There's another one. He's 5th hit in a row. Here's another run scoring. And the Cubs are on in front 4-1. Boy, did he line that rope out there.
RBI number 18, and Mark Grace gets another slider. Again, not much bite on the slider, and the Cubs taking advantage of a man who started 2 games in 3 days, and Tim Worrell doesn't have a whole lot out there today, and the bullpen now up and going for Bruce Bochy. And from the Southwest Airlines Plainview camera, we'll take a look at Mark Grace with one of the great swings in baseball, driving in a run.
His 5th hit in a row. Last 3 times up yesterday, first 2 times up today. And now he's in a team tie with Sosa for the most hits, each with 38. And Brian McRae is next with 37.
One of the keys to this inning, the 2-strike bunt by Kevin Foster.
1 ball, no strikes. Over the outside corner, Sammy, who leads in offensive production in almost every category. Even when he's having a bad year, he's better than anything else you have in your lineup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners first and third. Outside, oh boy, they sure call. They sure widen up that outside corner all of a sudden.
Well, we'll take a look at this pitch, and you'll notice this one about 4 inches off the corner. Sammy'd have to be standing on the plate to catch that one. But he knows now that Tom Hallion's going to call it out there, so he's got to be looking out there if Worrell stays there.
Worrell ready. Runners first and third. Hey, he's not going to give you a foot outside the plate. That was only about 8 inches.
Well, join us tomorrow night when the Giants come a-calling, and it's Amari Telemaco against Mark Gardner.
Hey, thanks for reminding me. I forgot it was on that
Tomorrow
game.
night. Don't show up in the afternoon. There'll be plenty of seats available in the afternoon, but the game doesn't start till 7.
There's a drive in the right field. A base hit. Another run batted in for Sammy Sosa. And that gives him a total of 26 for the year.
Well, Sammy does indeed look away, and Worrell throws yet another hanging slider and yet another base hit. 4 hits in a row. And the Cubs pouring it on. And let's see how patient Bruce Bochy is going to be. From the Southwest Plainview camera, we'll take a look at Sosa just reaching out and punching it to right. There is Southwest Airlines Plainview camera, high atop Wrigley Field, which is a very happy Wrigley Field right now.
Here's Sandberg. He doubled in a run his last time up. Sammy now leads his team with 26 RBI. Leads his team again with 39 total hits. Worrell has really been hit hard. 6 hits in the first 2 innings. A little bit inside high. He's also walked 3. So a lot of Cub base runners, and 5 of them have scored. High pop foul out of play. Hey, why are they turning the lights on? I thought the sun was shining.
Well, it's getting a little overcast here.
Boy, I imagine we'll have a full house tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be appreciably warmer. It's about 20 degrees warmer today than it was yesterday. So we're getting around to having great baseball weather this weekend. Pitch inside, 2-2 on Rhino.
Got to figure Worrell's going to try to stay away here, and let's see if Rhino looks away.
It was outside. He tried to hit the right field, but fouled it off.
Able to stay alive, and a rare Saturday, Sunday, and Monday series when the Giants come to town. And after the night game tomorrow night, it's Sunday afternoon and Monday afternoon, and seats available for the entire series.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Struck him out on the curveball. However, 3 runs scored on 4 hits, no error, and 1 left. At the end of 2, the Cubs are out in front 5-1.
I have, over my 30 years, seen many patients who have excessive sweating. It is very much a confidence killer. I recommend Carpe for my patients.
Carpe is by far the most effective antiperspirant I've ever used.
I love Carpe. Now I don't sweat.
Effective and affordable. It's a game changer. Excessive sweating is not something you have to live with.
Avoid expensive treatments, injections, and prescriptions. Your total body sweat solution is available at mycarpe.com. Visit today and get up to 30% off.
Stay with me now. 3 more all the way through. Hey! Focus on swinging the rear hand as you kick. I want to hear it. Change levels. Hit them in the body with the kicks out or the leg. Show me your heart now. We got to win this fight. Well done, guys. That was beautiful. Hands up. Show the judges you're victorious.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. We'll have a pinch hitter coming up.
Trey Beeman. We saw him in a pinch hitting role yesterday, and he popped up in the 7th inning, so he gets an opportunity as Worrell will be taken down, and he will leave the ball game after pitching 2 innings, giving up 5 runs on 6 hits.
Tony Gwynn. They named him a baseball field at San Diego State, where Tony went to school and college, and also where Mark Grace was discovered by the Cubs. Spider Jorgensen being the scout who could look ahead and visualize how great a major league ball player Mark Grace would become. And he's absolutely right. Trey, T-R-E-Y, Beeman. There's a pitch, strike call. I'm going to give you my own Nissan trivia question,
That's
okay?
good. It's got to be better than Arnie's.
Oh, no doubt about it. That's why I'm giving it to you.
Okay. You going to give me a multiple choice?
Who's got the best earned run average in the league?
Well, it's got to be a multiple choice.
Well, I'll give it 3. I'll give you 3 choices.
Okay. And they are?
And they are Glavine, Kyle, Valdez.
I'll say Darryl Kyle.
Martinez to Montreal, 0.79.
Well, you didn't give me the choice.
That's why I didn't.
You gave me 3 names and no choice.
Well, that's what they give us, too, don't they? They never really give us a choice. They got a trickster in there all the time.
Well, Pedro Martinez is having quite a year. And a lot of rumors swirling around that maybe Pedro, because he's getting up in salary, might be dealt.
It wouldn't be the first one like that Montreal got rid of. Here's Trey Beeman fouling the pitch off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You see that headline in the paper today about McRae? It said McRae inspired by trade rumors. But the story later on said he wanted to stay in Chicago, but here's Beeman goes down swinging. There they are. Martinez 0.79, Reed 1.27, Cordova, who's been a sensation, 1.47, Maddox 1.57, Reeder 1.81. Great earned run averages. But Cordova, he's been a real shocker. Nobody in baseball had ever heard of him. Here's the pitch a little bit low and outside.
Well, he came out of the Mexican League, Harry, and he's a side-wheeling right-hander. That's putting together quite a year for the resurgent and most surprising Pittsburgh Pirates.
You know, that St. Paul Saints is actually a professional team. They paid their players, but they don't start playing until May 30th, I think.
It's an independent team.
And Mike Veck has had guys like Darryl Strawberry and pitchers like Jack Morris that he signed up previously. And now he's going to have a gal named Elam Borders trying to make the pitching staff. Ground ball to Grace at first. Easy out. Finley grounded to Grace. There's the Nissan trivia question today. Which player holds the Cub record for most sacrifice flies in a single season?
I like your question better, Harry, even though you didn't give me a choice of the answer.
You know who I would say there? Who would you say?
I would say Hank Sauer.
Isn't that strange? That's mental telepathy. That's exactly who I was going to say.
Well, it's 15 years together.
Since you said that, can I take it back?
Sure.
I don't want to agree with you. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Terry Schumpert. Well, Sammy hit a sacrifice fly, driving in a run today. Here's a high pop foul. Everybody chasing it. Nobody can reach it. A souvenir from the fan.
I like the fact that in the last 2 innings, after pop-ups in the first inning, Kevin Foster has either struck them out or they've grounded out, which means that Kevin is keeping the ball down, getting some good movement. And on a day with the wind blowing out, the more ground balls you can throw here with this very heavy and very thick infield grass, the better off you're going to be.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball up the middle, hits a bag, goes in the short center, and Schumpert gets a base hit. He probably would have beaten it out anyhow, but the ball hit the bag and deflected over to the left of Sandberg.
Well, give him an A for accuracy here, as looked like somebody was going to be able to at least get it on the hop. Instead, it just trickled into center.
And here's that great hitter, Tony Gwynn, who singled in their only run in the first. Drive in the right field. Sammy coming on to make the catch. Boy, was that ball ever really hit hard. But Sammy had a great jump on it and made the catch, charging in to retire the side with no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We go in the bottom of the 3rd. The Cubs lead 5-1.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
President's Day deals are on. Right now, lease a new 2021 Sienna for $309 a month. Hurry in today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
All the parts that you need to keep her on the road. For work, for school, everywhere you go. But sometimes they can be hard to find. Rock Auto's got the parts for whatever you drive. Upkeep on that work truck, you just save some big bucks. All the parts you're looking for delivered to your front door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
Eric Carey and Steve Stone, we're back at Wrigley Field. We're going into the bottom of the third. Will Kinane, who's won one, lost one, fine earned run average of 2.63. There you see it all on the graphic. Will be the new pitcher for the Padres.
Will was drafted in the Rule 5 draft from the Florida Marlins. Last year, he spent the entire season at Portland, where he was 10-12, 25 starts, 4 complete games. He's not overpowering. A pretty good breaking ball and usually good control.
Here's a pitch by Hernandez, and he lines it past the second baseman, Terry Shumpert, for what will probably be a hit. The ball was hit hard.
First ball fastball, and Jose Hernandez hits a bullet. Hits off the glove of Shumpert, but he really has very little chance for this one, so it does go as the 7th Cub hit.
The Cubs have had 7 hits, 5 runs, and 3 men left. We're in the third. There's a guy from all the way from Las Vegas is here to see the whole homestand. His name is Don Agatone. Friend of one of our cameramen, great Cub fan, throw the first runner back. Don Agatone. Ah, that's a pretty name. A-G-A-T-O-N-E. Agatone. Runner at first. And Sanchez fouls it off. Hey! Ah, that's what I love. The Cubs will feature country music at Wrigley Field Thursday, May the 29th. Special guest appearances by Bill Anderson and select members of the Grand Ole Opry, as well as a pregame performance by the country's hottest new star, MC Potts. There's a line drive, right field. Base hit. And Sanchez, who walked his first time, singles the right his second time. You know, there'll be some gifts given away for that country music night, May the 29th. Trips to Nashville on Southwest Airlines will be awarded to fans in the best country duds or clothes. Plus hundreds of country CDs and authentic country music memorabilia. Runners at first and second. Somebody a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 5-1 Cubs. What's my favorite country western song? Sing. Let's see. Somebody Love Song. It's a great country western. Some of us sing somebody. Ah. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch. I wish my 3-year-old grandson, Brendan Newell, he'd probably could remember the song. Somebody sing somebody's wrong song. There's a song like that?
I'm sure there is. I don't think it quite goes that way, but somewhere along the line somebody probably wrote it.
Somebody sing somebody wrong song. Somebody loves somebody wrong song. There go the runners, ground ball, down to the third base line. No play. Cian Franco saved the moment with a diving stop. I doubt if he'd have had service. It's a base hit anyhow, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Cubs brought their hitting close today. Good effort by Cian Franco, but it drops out of the glove. So on the hit and run, there was no force out at third, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Cubs already have pounded out 9 hits, and we have nobody out in the third.
Even the charming Kathy Kerr can't think of the country western song I'm trying to think of. Buddy Charles plays it very well. At the Drake Hotel. Here's Foster. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strike, bases loaded.
Here comes Dan Warthen again out to the mound.
Somebody sings somebody wrong song. Isn't that it? Come on, Arnie. You think of everything else. You can't give me the title. Somebody sings somebody. Somebody sings somebody wrong. Something about a wrong song. I think that phrase is right. Well, somebody will let us know. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. And Kevin Foster, a good hitter, fouls it back. 2-1. Here's the Nissan answer. Who has hit more sacrifice flies for the Cubs in a single season? Banks, Santo, Sandberg, Williams, or Sauer? Here's the pitch, foul off. And the winner is Santo. Ron's, if they hadn't caught all the, if they hadn't caught all the fly balls, Ronnie probably would have hit about 100 points higher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball up the middle, base hit for here's 2 runs scoring. And Kevin Foster came through with a single to center. And the Cubs now lead 7-1.
Well, that's a way to get your first hit of the year. A high fastball. He takes it right back up the middle through a drawn-in infield. And 4 straight singles. In fact, the Cubs now have 8 consecutive singles over the last 2 innings, only separated by a strikeout. They're hitting everything in sight off this beleaguered Padre pitching staff.
The only extra base hit has been hit by Sandberg, a double. All the rest have been singles. That's right. Now the pitch. Strike call to McRae. Somebody done somebody wrong song? Okay. I knew you could. That doesn't sound like it, but anyway. Somebody does somebody wrong song. Somebody done somebody wrong song. Here's the pitch. A little tap. Fouquet, hey, he can't pick it up. It'll be an error. He should have had the ball. Will Canane, it plopped out of his glove, but they couldn't give McRae a base, and they do. The crowd doesn't agree with that, but anyway, it's a base hit and a run batted in.
Bryant has a couple of hits. This of the very cheap variety as Canane not only misses it, but then does a tumble, and the bases are loaded again. It's still nobody out. 5 straight singles.
Somebody does somebody wrong song. No, somebody done. There's a ground ball left field, base hit, 1 run in. There's the other man racing for the plate to throw. Say, a wild throw. There's a man. Now the runner tries to. He was going to go to second, get back to first safely. Doug Glanville, when he saw that wild throw that hit the brick wall of the stand behind the plate, he figured sure that McRae would advance to third, but he didn't. And Glanville beat everybody back to first base. Now watch this. I guess McRae thinks the cutoff man will get it. Now watch Glanville. He gets back safely. 2 runs batted in for Glanville.
RBIs number 8 and 9 for Doug Glanville. He's 2 for 2. And the single parade continues.
And here is Mark Grace. Now here's the guy we're pulling even more for. Right now he's got a string of 5 hits in a row.
Look at the scoreboard, Harry. 2, 3, 4.
Well, what horse you going to pick tonight? Arnie, if you're going to the track, 2, 3, 4. There they are. 9-1. Boy, I'd like to see Grace run his consecutive hits. Oh, Gary Presley, our organ player, gives me the sheet music. Another somebody done somebody wrong song. Hey, the music looks good, you know. 2 balls, 2 strikes. High ball 3. Now a base on balls with continuous streak. There's my song. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ball 4, so he's still got his streak of 5 in a row. Big crowd on hand. Well. Oh. Why would you ruin my day? Not that I haven't made mistakes before, but I did mark down Mark Grace's last out, his last at bat yesterday, last night. What do you think of that? So then he's got 5 out of his last 6 times out.
Well, there you go.
You ruined the whole romance of the picture. Here I am with another somebody done somebody wrong song. Oh, building myself up for a great day and night, and you ruined it.
Well, if he got the record, I didn't want you.
Yeah. 1 strike and nothing. Bases loaded. Line drive, right center, way back, 1 run in. Sammy has done it again, 2 runs in. Sammy's on his way to third, and 3 runs are in. Oh, listen to the crowd. Listen to this crowd.
Will Canane has come in time to pick up a 7 spot as Sammy triples again. Yesterday he had one in the 3-run 777, and today he has one right here, giving him 5 runs batted in, giving him 29 for the year. The Cubs just murdering San Diego. It's 12-1 with nobody out in the third.
You know, isn't it amazing? The reason I kept saying, listen to the crowd. Here's a team, lost 14 in a row, a fine crowd on hand. You think they'd be fighting for the World Series decisive game. And that's the Cub fan for you. Wonderful fans who come to the ballpark, realize it's only a game, and they have a ball. Runner at third. And the Cubs roll the dice for a perfect setup. Five triples in 2 days for the Cubs. 2 for Sammy. Bouncing ball is short. A run will score. The throw. And so Sandberg is out. The Cubs have battled around.
Rhino drives in his second run of the ball game on this ground ball to shortstop. 14 for the year. And that's just the first out of the inning.
That's the way this inning started. with nobody on base, the first man up. Look at that, 2, 3, and 8. Boy, oh boy. 13-1 at the end of 3, and don't worry, no chance of rain. The skies are bright even though the lights are on. It's a semi-cloudy day. Inside, Hernandez, who started all of this. Bouncing ball hit for a base hit. Hernandez gets another hit. And he's 2 out of 3. And he's tied a record held by many of getting 2 hits in 1 inning.
Earlier this year, Mike Lansing had 2 home runs in 1 inning.
That's been done before, too.
And there's Sean Bergman loosening up. He's one of the starters in this team. Still a long way to go, and Bruce Bochy's going to go through a lot of pitching.
And now Sanchez. He fouls the first pitch back. And he's trying for 2 hits in 1 inning. This is the 11th man to bat in this inning. It's a little bit low on outside. And ain't that funny? On the sheet music of another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song, in a parenthesis, and this is what I always say to Buddy Charles. Hey, won't you play? And that's the way the song is introduced on the song sheet. In small print, hey, won't you play another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song? Boy, we should have increased his sheet sales with that music a lot. Ground ball up the middle. Nice play by the second baseman, Schumberg. Steps on second, throws the first to end the inning. But 8 runs. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Nobody left. And the Cubs are leading 13-1.
I have, over my 30 years, seen many patients who have excessive sweating. It is very much a confidence killer. I recommend Carpe for my patients.
Carpe is by far the most effective antiperspirant I've ever used.
I love Carpe. Now I don't sweat.
Effective and affordable. It's a game changer. Excessive sweating is not something you have to live with.
Avoid expensive treatments, injections, and prescriptions. Your total body sweat solution is available at mycarpe.com. Visit today and get up to 30% off.
Menards has everything you need to update your bathroom. Start with a new Tuscany faucet. We have over 100 options to choose from so you can find the right faucet for your bathroom. This Mariana bath faucet is $62.99. Then update your floors with Mohawk vinyl flooring. Home Expressions Quick Vinyl Plank is durable and waterproof, making it ideal for laundry rooms and baths. $199 a square foot. Now, during Menards Race to Savings Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Carry with Steve Stone. We go to the top of the fourth. There's a ground ball. Oh, right pass. Sandberg was hit very hard by Wally Joyner, but it should have been fielded as Samir on the Cub. An error on Sandberg.
They give Rhino his 5th error of the year. This one hopper just ate him up.
Sean Dunson leads the club on making errors, 7. Sandberg now is next with 5. A runner at first, nobody out. Here's Chris Jones. Hey, won't you play another somebody done somebody wrong song? I can't make out his music. Well, Gary Pressey, thanks a lot. You finally solved my problem. Strike call. Arnie, did you get that song? B.J. Thomas, the guy who wrote the song, is watching the game in Fort Worth, Texas, and talking to Arnie. He called to let everybody know he wrote that wonderful song that I love so.
He's requesting that you don't sing it again.
Oh, you know how to hurt a guy. Huh? Runner at first, nobody out. The pitch outside. There's only one song I know the words to.
And that's
unfortunately.
It? Oh, besides Take Me Out to the Ball Game?
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a pitch high. B.J. Thomas. Well, Mr. Thomas, let me tell you something. I don't know if you know Buddy Charles, Mike Laird, little gal who plays over at the Whitehall, Joe Barry. And if you know any of them, they will tell you that that's my favorite song. Runner at first. Chris Jones, 0 for 1. Swung and he struck him out on a high fastball. That's 1, 2, 3 strikeouts for Kevin Foster, who also has hit a 2-run single. Here's Marquee Cianfrocco. One out, 1 on. High fly ball. Right center field, Sammy's there. Forget about it. Cianfrocco flies to Sosa. You know, and right field's a tough position to play in any ballpark. And Sammy might have trouble coming up with the ball as it bounces away from the wall. Sometimes it bounces peculiarly. But he is as sure-handed an outfielder as I think there is in baseball. Once he gets to the ball, you can bet he'll catch it. 1 ball, no strikes. For Pete's sake, Sammy, don't drop the next one. 2 men out. Chris Gomez, long drive, way back. Up against, they're gonna go out of here. Home run. Chris Gomez hits his 3rd home run of the year. Just barely got into the shrubbery in straightaway center field, 400 feet away from the plate.
Well, the air opened the door, and Chris Gomez hit a 2-run homer, but the Cubs still 10 runs up. Gomez drives in runs 12 and 13. As Kevin Foster has given up his 10th home run of the year. That ties him for the staff lead with Steve Traxel.
So it is 13-3 now. Hey, it seems to me, here's the pitch to Hernandez. Wasn't there a game on the road when Foster had a 4-run lead and wasn't the winning pitcher?
That was the last time out against San Francisco. But he didn't have a 12-run lead. I think he's going to be okay today.
13-3. We're in the top of the 4th. Hernandez bounced out first time. 2 balls and the strike.
Will Kinane is in the on-deck circle with nobody loosening up, so despite 8 runs on 8 hits, he's going to stay in the game.
That's the only game. There's a ground ball. Grace has it. Easy out. And so it's 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left. We go in the bottom of the 4th, 13-3 in favor of the Cubs.
Running the business here comes with ups and downs. The downs make you tougher. The ups keep you pushing. At Wintrust, we know what that's like because we started here too and have found a way forward. From us to you, keep going. We've got your back.
5 Hour Energy helps you get stuff done. And now, when you purchase 5 Hour Energy, you can instantly win cash prizes. For complete rules and how to enter, visit 5hewin.com. 5 Hour Energy, the official sponsor of getting stuff done.
Harry Carey and Steve Stone. Sean Dunston. Is he going to take over? Look at Mark Graves.
Well, he figures, Harry, that Ray Sanchez doing a nice job at shortstop. Maybe he'll pick up a little time playing by putting on the gear.
I tell you what I'd like to see. Get off that number 13. Let's make 1 run.
Well, we'll probably
Not
put
that
a few.
I'm superstitious.
Probably put a few more on the board than that.
Boy, oh boy, you talk about production. 2 runs, 2 hits in the first. 3 runs, 4 hits in the second. 8 runs, 8 hits in the third. Total, 14 hits, 13 runs. How about that? All these times you get all the hits and can't score a run. Today, every time they got a hit, it meant a run. Boy, Sammy Sosa. He's had 5 runs, RBIs already, huh? 5 RBIs?
Yes, sir. A perfect day, a sacrifice fly, a single and a triple.
Yeah. Service. The count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sammy now with 29 RBIs. 2 out of 2 so far today. His batting average will go up. Struck him out. Service goes down swinging. Will Kinane is on the mound. What's that guy? What's that guy's name they're looking for in the Miglin?
But this isn't him.
But it's like it's spelled like it, isn't it?
Kananen, I think. Just tell him if he does want to call up Arnie Harris in Skokie.
Yeah, no, not to be facetious about a real tragedy, but his name does look a little bit the way the name that we read in the papers is spelled. There's the pitch in there, a strike call to Foster, who had a perfect sacrifice leading to the first run of the third inning. And then he drove in 2 runs with a base hit. There's just got him out. Cianfranco to Joyner, 2 out. And here is McRae. He's got a perfect day. And he's driven in 2 runs. He's walked, singled, and singled. A little bit inside. 13-3. And the lights are on. Supposed to be up to 80 degrees Sunday, which means it's going to be much warmer tomorrow night. The Giants will be here. Boy, oh boy. Barry Bonds, I don't mind admitting it. I just think he's one of the greatest ball players in the game. There's a line drive, and it's caught by Tony Gwynn. Nice play. 1, 2, 3. And at the end of 4, 13-3, favor the Cubs.
I have, over my 30 years, seen many patients who have excessive sweating. It is very much a confidence killer. I recommend Carpe for my patients.
Carpe is by far the most effective antiperspirant I've ever used.
I love Carpe. Now I don't sweat.
Effective and affordable. It's a game changer. Excessive sweating is not something you have to live with.
Avoid expensive treatments, injections, and prescriptions. Your total body sweat solution is available at mycarpe.com. Visit today and get up to 30% off.
You've been really busy lately, so we think you deserve to do something that's just for you.
Look what just arrived!
It's so beautiful.
Love this bag. This is self-care in a box. Oh yeah.
This is perfect for fall. Treat yourself to a box today. Go to fabfitfun.com. Use code BESTDAY for $10 off your first box. Amazing full-size products for one incredible price. The FabFitFun box is here. Get a free mystery gift valued at $125 with your first seasonal box. Use code XOXO at fabfitfun.com.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. Dave Hansen comes in to place third for the Cubs, replacing Ryan Sandberg with Sanchez, with Jose Hernandez in at second base. Sanchez at short, Grace at first.
Will Canane getting an opportunity to hit.
Canane, C-U-N-N-A-N-E. 1 ball, 1 strike.
First career at bat.
Strike call. Foster will become the winningest pitcher on the Cubs staff with a victory today. There's the pitch in there. Strike 3. Call. And that is the 4th strikeout for Foster. Foster out of Evanston. Where's he living now? Not Arizona, is it?
He was living in Florida, and he still makes his home in Evanston during the season. I'm not sure exactly in Florida where he is there.
It's a ground ball to first, easy out. Grace. 2 up, 2 down. One more out and it's officially a ball game, no matter what it does. Rain, snow.
Hail like yesterday?
Yeah, it's 60 degrees today. And we're slowly but surely getting to real baseball weather here in Chicago.
Cubs are going to hate to see the Padres leave town if this lead holds up, and I assume that it will. They will have defeated the Padres 4 out of 5.
And they're the defending division champions from a year ago. Here's Schumbert fouling the pitch. He's 1 on the 2.
Terry's a real nice young man. It's nice to see him getting another shot at the major leagues. He tried to make the club as a non-roster player in the spring and was one of the final cuts. He had a pretty good spring.
Swung and he missed. Two men are out. Fouled it back. Schumbert was born in Paducah, Kentucky. Oh, and 2 the count. High fly ball. Right center. Sammy Sosa. Retiring the side. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Cubs lead 13-3. Harry Carey back to the ballpark. Here's Doug Glanville. He's 2 out of 2. Been on base every time. Scored 3 runs, batted in 2. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 5th. Swung and he missed. This is the only major league game underway at this moment. A lot of action tonight. There's a long drive way back, gonna be caught by Chris Jones up near the ivy.
Cub fans, get a behind-the-scenes look at Wrigley Field this summer. Attend an official Wrigley Field tour sponsored by Pepsi. You'll visit the Cubs clubhouse, dugout, press box, playing fields, and more. Tours begin on Saturday, May 24th. So for additional tour dates, more information or tickets, call 312-831-CUBS.
Mark Grace, who's had 5 hits in his last 6 times at the plate. Lines 1-on-1 hop to Schumbert, who throws them out, 2 away.
Kids join Turk Wendell, Brooks Kieschnick, manager Jim Riggleman, and more on Tuesday, July 8th for the 6th annual All-Star Kids Day at Wrigley Field, sponsored by Fuji and Jewel Osco. It's a Wrigley Field experience like no other, and it's just for kids. Enjoy games and activities on the concourse, and informational clinic with Cub players and coaches. And the first 90 minutes of the event, the field will be open to all attendees. Tickets are just $10, so for more information, call 312-831-CUBS.
Sammy Sosa, 2 on the 2 with 5 RBI. 1 on a sacrifice fly, 1 on a single, and 3 on the triple. His second triple in 2 days. There you go, way back, might be, it could be, it is. Holy cow, did he ever cream that one? Listen to the crowd. Look at that young man chased that ball down, and he's running back, and everybody in the left field bleachers looking across to see who got it. Now watch Mama get set. Mama, he's ready. Mama, it might be, it could be. It Come on, Sammy. There it is.
How about 6
that's
runs
great.
batted in, Harry? In one day, he's only a double shy of the cycle already. We're only in the 5th inning. And he's driven in 6 to give him 30 for the year on his 7th home run.
You don't have to work. Hitters always hit. Fielders always field. Pitchers sometimes pitch. Here's a ground ball to the second baseman over the first. In time. Henson bounces off. We're off the unlucky number 13. It's 14-3 now in favor of the Cubs.
Five-Hour Energy helps you get stuff done. And now, when you purchase 5-Hour Energy, you can instantly win cash prizes. For complete rules and how to enter, visit 5hewin.com. 5-Hour Energy, the official sponsor of getting stuff done.
I'm Greg. I'm 68 years old. I do motivational speaking in addition to the substitute teaching. I honestly feel that that's my calling, to give back to younger people. I think most adults will start realizing that they don't recall things as quickly as they used to, or they don't remember things as vividly as they once did. I've been taking Prevagen for about 3 years now. People say to me periodically, man, you got a memory like an elephant. It's really, really helped me tremendously.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Walk with us. Talk with us. Fight with us. Celebrate Black History Month with the Dovetail Project. Better fathers, brighter futures.
There's a line drive base hit. Tony Gwynn has hit the ball on the button 3 times. Had 2 hits, 2 out of 3.
For Southwest Airlines, how far did that sinker that didn't sink fly? Oh, Arnie.
Oh!
135.
Oh!
Very underestimated feat. That's a
cannot
crime.
believe it.
Harry, is that terrible?
Oh, it's terrible.
I can't believe
the
that.
integrity of our broadcast has been destroyed.
Whoa.
That ball had to go at least 500 feet.
Arnie, that was terrible.
All right, a runner at first is Wally Joyner. 0 for 2. High fly ball left field. Doug Glanville easy out. 1 gone. There's Chris Jones, 0 for 2. Quilvio Veras running for Tony Gwynn, who's finished for the day with 2 out of 3.
Last time anybody on the Cubs hit for the cycle, you might have guessed it was none other than Mark Grace, and it was back on May 9th of 1993, and lo and behold, the San Diego Padres were the team.
I remember it well. 1 out, 1 on. And here's Jones. All he needs is a double to duplicate that achievement. As the ground ball will be 2 over the second for 1 by Sanchez. He makes a bad throw. Or rather by Hernandez, who tried to step on the bag, handling the relay himself. Probably wishes now he'd have tossed it to Sanchez.
Well, it's not going to go as an error, however, because you can never assume the double play as Jose goes up high to try to avoid the sliding Quilvio Veras. And the throw gets away, but Jones does not advance.
So there's 2 out, a runner at first. It's Chris Jones now instead of Veras.
Well, here's a Nissan question for you, Harry. Before Mark Grace hit for the cycle, who previously for the Cubs hit for the cycle?
This year?
No, that was in 1987, as a matter of fact, against the Giants on April 29th. A man you're very familiar with.
Ryan Sandberg?
No, but it was a man who probably will go into the Hall of Fame, also along with Ryan Sandberg.
You mean Sammy Sosa?
No, but a similar position. In fact, an identical position.
Andre Dawson?
That's exactly who it was.
Thanks, Arnie. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it swung him.
You know, Harry, I still think you should do a game from the rooftops.
No, but you promised to be with me.
I will go with you. No doubt about it. I think that would be a great afternoon.
You want to pay the difference in insurance policy?
Well, of course not, but...
2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul back out of play. Isn't the Bill Maravitz, who's married to
Christy
Miss Hefner?
Yes.
Christy Hefner?
Yes, he is.
Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Boy, Judge Abraham Lincoln Maravitz is one of my favorite people. I think he's Bill's uncle, right?
I'm not sure.
Got to be related.
Don't know the lineage. Arnie Harris, I'm sure, has the Maravitz family tree somewhere in his garage.
Here goes the runner, swung and fouled. 1-3-2 pitch, 2 out. Boy, I saw at the Silver Circle luncheon the other day, Judge Abraham Lincoln Maravitz. I know he's in his 90s, and boy, oh boy, what a dapper, well-looking, healthy-looking man he is. 3-2 pitch. Hey, struck him out. Cian Franco goes down swinging. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left.
Just to let me down.
Let me down.
And mess me around.
And then worst of all,
if you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
You have to ask, really?
It's true.
Ooh.
We're going to be #1
in the world.
Stay with me now. 3 more all the way through. Hey! Focus on swinging the rear hand as you kick. I want to hear it. Change levels. Hit him in the body with the kicks now or the leg. Show me your heart now. We gotta win this fight. Well done, guys. That was beautiful. Hands up. Show the judges you're victorious.
Veras, who ran for Gwynn, stays in the ball game playing second base. And Terry Shepard moves out to left field, and Chris Jones switches to right. Shumpert from second to left.
Well, if you're wondering the record by the Cubs for most runs batted in one game, it's 9. And that was by Heine Zimmerman.
I remember him well.
Back in 1911. June the 11th of 1911.
Did they keep records then?
Yes, they did. 9 runs batted in. Sammy's got a chance at that.
0-2 on Hernandez.
I think Sean Bergman is throwing now in the bullpen. And that's who it is, the big right-hander.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball. Nice play. Throw over to first. Nice play by Cian Franco. Going to his left. Depriving Hernandez of a hit.
Cub fans, be sure to visit the Cubs internet site, www.cubs.com. The site features daily game notes, updated statistics, various player information, online access to Cub tickets, various interactive activities, and much more. Cubs website is available 24 hours a day for fans throughout the world. So remember, the Cubs site is located at www.cubs.com.
Oh boy, how about this t-shirt? Who sent that to us?
The Cubs marketing department.
Sammy. Watch this. There it is. Oh boy, that's a dandy. And I got to get a few extra ones of this.
Boy, there's a surprise. And you know why, Harry, they have the t-shirt?
Why?
Because the program is called Sammy's Super Sundays. He's going to donate 50 tickets for every Sunday home game at Wrigley Field beginning May 18th. And the tickets will go to organizations serving underprivileged children in the Chicago area. The children will receive a special t-shirt with the likeness of Sammy. And weather permitting, the group will be allowed into the ballpark prior to game time to watch the team batting average. So a very nice effort by Sammy Sosa donating to the community.
Well, he's a wonderful young man. There's a long smash. Might be out of here. Could be. It is for service. Holy cow. His second home run of the year. A line drive into the left field bleachers. Boy, oh boy, the Cubs really hot with the bats today. 2 homers, a double, a triple, and the rest all have been singles.
Well, this is a day that Will Kinane will remember for some time, although he will not look on it fondly.
Watch this. Line drive.
Coming right at you from our left field camera. And for Southwest Airlines, how far did it fly? 363 underestimated feet.
Getting back to Sammy for a moment, he also sponsors the team in the RBI, which is Reviving Baseball in the Inner Cities, a program which provides free competitive baseball for inner city children from ages 14 through 17. And Sammy probably owns the Dominican Republic. He probably run for president or governor or whoever, however they run themselves over there.
Well, that's a pretty nice thing for him to do, Harry.
And I was just going to say, he is not slowly, but very quickly building the same kind of a name for himself in this great city of Chicago by doing, there's a line drive by Foster, his second hit of the day. Wow. Kinane being hit hard.
Ten runs on 11 hits, and mercifully, that will be it for Will Kinane. And he probably is not unhappy to depart, but sometimes you have to take one for the team. And I think Bruce Bochy's explaining that to him. Look, son, we were short on pitching. I hate to do this to you, but somebody had to do it, and sorry it had to be you.
We have Carlos Hernandez now playing at first base for the Padres. And Sean Bergman's a pitcher, and the new catcher, Onslaught, veteran receiver.
There's a look at Sean Bergman and what he's done this year. Bergman comes on. He started a couple of games. This is his 11th appearance. Pretty good ERA at 3.47, a 1-1 record. He inherits Kevin Foster at first base and a 12-run deficit.
Boy, oh boy, how about this production for one day? 15 runs on 17 hits. Almost a run for every hit they got. 1 ball, no strikes. Line drive, gonna drop. A base hit.
I think the Cubs are making up for this entire season with base hits today. They got to save some. The Giants are coming to town tomorrow night. And Mylan Schroeder from Prater Schroeder Chrysler Plymouth in Peatone, as well as Dan Roche of Roche Chrysler Plymouth in Elmhurst. Be pretty happy with this game today.
Any Cub fan to be happy today. 18 hits now, 15 runs. Here's Glanville. He's 2 out of 3, batted in a few.
Against the Rockies last July, when they had 17, was another game with this kind of output.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, I just hope a couple men are on base when Sosa comes up. Well, he'll have a chance maybe to get up at least 1 more time after this inning. Swung and he missed. He has driven in 6 runs already today. Gets away from the catch of Slaught. Wild pitch.
Last time the Padres allowed 15 or more runs was back on April 9th in '94 against the Marlins, when they hit him with a 15 spot.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Glanville. Sean Bergman. Line drive right to Cianfrocco to retire the side. Boy, that was really hit hard. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. At the end of 6, the Cubs are out in front, well out in front. 5, 13, 15 to 3.
I have, over my 30 years, seen many patients who have excessive sweating. It is very much a confidence killer. I recommend Carpe for my patients.
Carpe is by far the most effective antiperspirant I've ever used.
I love Carpe. Now I don't sweat.
Effective and affordable. It's a game changer. Excessive sweating is not something you have to live with.
Avoid expensive treatments, injections, and prescriptions. Your total body sweat solution is available at mycarpe.com. Visit today and get up to 30% off.
Hey, Steve, you know, Arnie never shows us. This is the first time this year we've been on during the game. I guess you have to score 15 runs to get on the tube, right?
I was going to say you look pretty good with a 12-run lead. We haven't seen that too often, but it's good to have a laugher every now and then.
Here's a base hit to start the top of the 7th for the Padres. Hey, you know, as I said earlier, we were talking about it comes several times. It comes to a game where you figure if they win, that would cause a little momentum to swing in their favor. This is such a game today. If they can win the rest of the games on this homestand, everybody would think we had a chance to win the pennant.
Well, they've got a stretch coming up, Harry, where they should be able to put something together. You've got San Francisco coming in for 3 and then Philadelphia for 2, and that rounds out the homestand. And then the Cubs go on the road for 3 against Pittsburgh, 3 against Cincinnati first, and 3 against Pittsburgh, and then Cincinnati back here. So Cincinnati really struggling at this point.
Carlos Hernandez lifts a high pop foul. Service has a play. So with Gomez on at first, Hernandez pops. There's a high pop fly coming in, McRae. Easy out.
And here's Don Slott. During the 80s and 90s, you can see that as he's getting older, he's getting better. But he tells me that he thinks this is probably going to be the last year for him. And then he's going to hang them up after, I believe, a 16-year career.
Here's Steve Finley now. 2 men are out. Pitch is over the outside corner. A strike called Terry Schumbert waiting to hit. 15-1 in favor of the Cubs. There's a drive. Way back. Might be out of here. It could be. And it is. Finley lined one in the right field stand.
First home run of the year for Steve Finley. He's now driven in 15. And it's a 15-5 game. As Steve Finley, who hit 30 home runs last year, hits his first this year. Kevin has given up his second home run. He has a team lead with 11. But you don't mind seeing them in a blowout like this one. And the big thing for Kevin Foster, he hasn't walked anybody yet. So Finley gets it up in the wind, and he hits it out.
So the Padres now trailing 15-5. And here's Terry Shumpert. 2 RBIs for Finley with his first homer of the year. Shumpert had a good cut. A very happy crowd on hand here, and a pretty good crowd. There's Ramon Tatis getting ready in the bullpen. One hopper right to Sanchez. Throws to Grace for the out. So 2 runs, 2 hits. We go in the bottom of the 7th, and the Cubs lead 15-5. All right. How about this ball game? Let me hear you. 0-1. All right, Gary, at 2. 3. Take me out to the ball.
I've been an injury attorney for almost 40 years, so I've seen firsthand how lives are changed in a single moment. And it makes you compassionate for those families who are the heart and soul of our community. Which is why I fund thousands of dollars every year to support our teachers, provide reading programs and after-school care for kids, food programs for the hungry, clothing and toys for needy children. When your life's goal has been to help those who've been seriously harmed by negligence, for me, it's just one more way to give back.
Great weather, great friends. You just saved a bunch of money by switching your boat insurance to Geico.
It was easy. Folks, can it get any better than this?
Is that what I think it is?
That is an armada of tiny sushi boats.
Awesome! I forgot to pack lunch.
You had one job. Oh, chopsticks, wasabi, and soy. Coming in a little hot.
It only gets better when you switch and save with Geico.
Harry Carey with Steve Stone. Ron Sando on the booth with us for a moment.
Boy, the coach came in, Harry. I haven't seen him this happy in weeks. He was ecstatic today.
Here's the first pitch. Mark Grace, who's 2 for 3. Yesterday, he was 3 out of 5. Swings, fouls it back. Rick Sutcliffe in the booth next to us, and when I mentioned that he got a wonderful ovation from this big crowd. There he is right there. Sure looks different with a coat. Now, coat's not on now, but he was wearing it. He's got his tie on. I guess when you go on the network, you got to be dressed up, huh? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grace, what a year he's having. Swung, and one of the few times that he strikes out. He just did. And Here's Sammy. Sean Burton on the mound for the Padres. We're in the bottom of the seventh. One ball, no strikes. Tatis continues to warm up in the bullpen. Base hit. He may still get a double. He now has, for the day, 2 singles, a 3-run triple, and a homer. And a sacrifice fly.
But he didn't drive any runs with that one, Harry, so he's slumping.
But he still could get another time at bat in the 8th. 15-5 in favor of the Cubs. Boy, Sammy, and everything he has hit, even his sacrifice fly, well hit. The home run in spite of Arnie Harris's mistaken measurement.
Oh, just a gross underestimation is what it is.
He says it only went 435 feet. It went way past that house with the Budweiser sign on top of it. So it had to go 500 feet. 2 balls, no strikes. There's Sammy. A high pop fly, my drop. Nice play by Shumpert. Gonna go for the double play, but he's safe. Hanson looped a short pop fly, and Terry Shumpert made a fine play to grab it.
Good effort by Shumpert, who started the game at shortstop, and we'll watch it again. Shumpert comes on, and he made the catch. Yes, indeed. It was a nice catch.
Good play. So 2 men are out. Sammy's at first. And here's Hernandez getting a chance to start the ball game. He's 2 out of 4. Started a big 8-run inning in the 3rd with a base hit. Sammy is safe lead at first. Bottom of the 7th. High outside, ball 2. You think we'll take over the league in hitting after today?
I think we'll be a little short of that, but certainly the batting average will rise dramatically.
Now the pitch, a little bit inside. 3 balls, no strikes on Jose Hernandez. He's 2 out of 4 today. They'll probably turn him loose.